Talking to Tom from EVERGREY. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Just about to come out with a new album, Heartless Portrait. What can you tell me about it?
Well, I can tell you that it's we recorded since we just came out with Escape of the Phoenix 11 months ago. It's quite crazy, to be honest. It's like being caught in the same writing process for a good long while now, but it's all great in a sense too, because we just kept on feeding from the inspiration we had from the Escape of the Phoenix album, and then just restarted, which never happened before. We just did a bunch of videos in between, and then we got on with writing. Of course, this is based on the fact that we have this pandemic going on, and we were all locked up in. Well, we weren't locked up, but we couldn't tour at least. So we figured, let's make another album.
Because it is quite a short gap, isn't it, these days, between albums. When I was growing up, it was album every year. Well, your favourite bands would have an album every year, but that doesn't happen anymore. Bands doing 2-3 year gaps, sometimes even more, not mentioning any names, of course. But a year and a bit, that is pretty quick. So how did the pandemic affect you? Did you... You obviously couldn't tour. Bands have used that sort of time in various ways. You've obviously, as you mentioned, got in a process and just kept it going and coming out with new product. Did that work well for you, do you think, or did you think you wouldn't have done it if the pandemic wasn't in?
The thing is also I have one band called Silent Skies, which is another music project where I release the more sort of calmer, more atmospheric movie score-like music. So I've done 2 albums with that too during the pandemic, and then I did one with the Redemption album, which is another band I'm in, and then I did like 3 or 4 video games too. So it's for me, this is what I do. For me, it was just a blessing to be given so much time for once in my life. So this creativity just flourished for me. It was, but outside of that, of course, it's had enormous effects on the world that wasn't positive. So, but for me personally, nothing changed. I live on the outskirts by the west coast of Sweden, as far away as you can, and I hardly meet anyone outside of when I'm on tour. So for me, it's nothing changed really. I just had a great long time period where I could write music.
That's still a lot of output in that time. Did you sleep?
No. But I don't do that anyhow, you know. So it's that's my biggest issue. I don't sleep that much. I'm afraid to die before I get to write all the stuff that I feel that I have within me, you know. So
now, I've seen the video for Save Us, which I was very impressed with.
Thank you.
What can you tell us about that, and what's next?
I mean, we did 2 videos actually so far, so you missed the second one, and you get a third one next week. So you know, but it's all good. And we've been super proggy and complicated, releasing the story in a backwards order. So the final chapter is in the Save Us song, and the second chapter is in the Midwinter Call song. And next week you'll see the reason behind the happenings in video 2 and 3. So it's a big conceptual story about EVERGREY revealing something for the world, I would say. Our hero moment. So but I mean, it's just great for us to be able to play around with being creative in the visual aspects of being an artist as well, and we have great people together that we work together with in Patrick Gullies and Revolver Film, who have made all of our videos since 2003, and it's I think 2 or 3 albums, 2 or 3 videos per every other year. So it's, you know, we've gotten to know each other quite well. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those aspects that I love about love about being an artist too.
This album, concept album? Is it a concept album, or does it just have a general story going through?
No, it's not a concept album, but as with any Evergrey album, it's about sort of me reflecting about myself and where I am in the world at the time of writing the album. So I would say, hence the title, the Heartless Portrait is me talking about me in a rather relentless way. It's a lot of me in here now, but I mean, I figure that's all I've been doing since day one. It's talking about human feelings and interactions and reactions to things that go on around me.
Album's coming out on May 20, I believe.
Yes.
What happens then?
Then we're doing a bunch of stuff.
Opening up around the place. How is it? Is it opening up for you? And what can you tell us about what you're going to do?
I mean, we're doing some release shows first and foremost in Sweden, playing acoustically, which is quite a cool thing for us to be able to offer people. It's something that we have done since day one, basically, a tour acoustically too. And acoustically, in a more mellow version, I would say. But it's no electric guitars, it's acoustic guitars and no drums. So, yeah. And then after that, we do a bunch of summer festivals, and in the fall, we do a full European tour that we have moved now 100 million times. But last year ahead, which was a smart move because all the venues in Europe are taken for 2 years onwards. So we start. Yeah. So we start on September 16th in Europe, and we do like 6 weeks, and then we try to take on the rest of the world after that.
I foresee a bottleneck with all these bands. Hang on, of course, on the camera. This many bands trying to get into this many venues all at once because we can tour again. Let's go.
Yeah,
but you've acted ahead.
Yeah, well, we did. For once in our lifetime, we have made a smart decision. So.
How many shows are going to be this acoustic? Just like a pre-release show?
Like two shows only.
Yeah, okay. And then a full-blown tour.
And then like 38, 40 shows in Europe, and yeah.
What do you miss most about the touring?
The fans, of course. The reaction, the immediate response to something that you create on stage. I mean, that's what it is. Like, it's co-creation, right? When you're on stage, you're making a live session together with your audience, and that's what we all miss the most. It's what we've been doing for 30 years, so.
With the pandemic and not being able to get that instant feedback, how are you going picking set lists with regard to, like, especially from the last album, not knowing what might work and what might not in a live setting? Yeah,
I mean, that's a great thing about being in Evergrey nowadays is that our career, it's still on the incline, right? Very slowly, but it's still going on. It's on the rise. So with that said, the last 4 albums we have made have had been our biggest commercial success, if you will, and the last one the biggest one. So for us, it's just fortunate to have all of our old fans also liking the new music, but also getting a lot of new people in, Yeah. So I don't know what the question was. What was the question? Tell me again.
What was it?
Yeah, see?
Feedback with getting newer songs into the set list where you haven't toured them before.
Yeah, so we have made a conscious decision now that pretty much everyone who love all the old stuff, they have heard those songs 1 million times and seen us play those songs 1 million times. So now we're gonna make room for the last 3 to 4 albums entirely, almost. So, which is since it was a good while since we were in Australia. Of course, when we come to Australia, we would alter the set list for that. But doing it in Europe, where they've seen us like the last 20 years, 2 times per year. They have seen some songs many times. So we need to freshen it up and sort of pay tribute to the new fans coming in as well.
Have you ever adjusted a set list like mid-tour because fans were like calling for a song which you didn't expect them to want to hear, but they sort of forced you to put it in? Have you ever had to do that?
I mean, we changed set lists, but mostly because some songs didn't receive the live response that we thought they would get. So it was more based on our feelings towards the reception the songs got. So yeah, pretty much, yes.
Putting you on the spot here, what's your funniest story you might remember from touring? Any Spinal Tap type moments?
What does everybody answer on this question? Like, there's so many stories, right?
Pick one.
I'll pick one. One was that we were having a boozy night in the back lounge of the bus, drinking our brains out. It was in the middle of the winter. We stopped the bus to take a piss outside, right?
Yep.
And 3 of us went out, and I went in and was waiting for the other guys to come back in. And nobody showed up. I was waiting, and I fell asleep in the back of the bus, and I woke up in Germany, and then we forgot 2 guys in Denmark. So they were still outside the bus in t-shirts in November in Sweden. So that was They thought I left them there because I was pissed at them, but I was sitting upstairs waiting. Where the hell are they? And then I fell asleep. So they had a great walk they could have died, honestly.
Yeah.
But that was and it was a 1-hour ferry ride also in between us. When they go, where the hell are you? We're like, where the hell are you? We're in Denmark.
So was the show delayed because of that, or did you manage to?
No, somebody went back and picked them up, and
Good one.
Crazy times.
Did you record this album all together as a band, or a couple of you at a time? How restricted were you, or was that the way you normally record anyway?
I mean, does anybody today record everybody at the same time?
Yeah. Not many, but a few do.
Not many, no. Our drummer and our bass player always record together live as much as possible to get the foundation that they need. But what we do is that we record everything during our writing process. We record all the guitars and all the vocals pretty much, and all the guitar solos in a way that they are being used on the albums. So, and then we let the drums and bass record onto what's already recorded, which is a very backward way to do it. But on the other hand, the first thing you hear on a song is the vocals, right? So it's stupid to put the least emphasis on that and put that on last when that's what you're going to hear first. So we have worked this way into our recording process for a good while now, for the last 5 or 6 albums, I would say. So yeah, that's how we write. We write and record at the same time, and then we add the drums and bass at the end of it, making it great for them also to record onto a perfectly recorded, background, and could do, you could also, then you have all the air you need. Should I do something here? No, the vocals is doing something there. I need to make room for that, or it's a great way of. I think everybody should do it like that, but I'm fine with us doing it only. So it's, yeah,
whatever works.
It works.
Whatever works. All right, so acoustic shows, European tour, festivals. Then what? Maybe,
after that, I mean, I see us doing that. We have 2 albums to promote, and in Australia, I think we have 10 albums we could come and play. So I can't even remember when we were there last. So for sure, that's what I see us doing for the couple of coming years, is playing live. But then also, I mean, we have so many different things we do, all of us, in different musical projects and bands and stuff. So it's busy. It's lovely to be able to record and write music that people seem to care for. It's all I ever wished for.
Excellent. We'd be close to running out of time here, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Could I just get you to do one favour for me?
Absolutely.
Give us the horns, nice and close. Excellent. It's important to be heavy metal about it. So,
it's very important.
Tom, I'd like to thank you so much for joining me today. Have a talk about your new album, which will be A Heartless Portrait, and that's out on May 20. Looking forward to it. Best of luck with it, and hopefully...
Yes, we can't wait. Just call us.
Hopefully we'll see you down here someday soon.
Thanks for having me, man.
Right. Thanks, mate. You have a great day.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.